Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jay Torley. I'm a student at the University of Waterloo. And with us today is Darrell KEEZER, who is the president and CEO of Candy Box Marketing here in Mississauga, Ontario. Darrell, welcome.
Thanks, Jay. It's good to be here.
So, Darrell, this afternoon we're going to be talking about the future of social media, and I have 3 or 4 specific questions that I'd like to talk to you about. But before we talk about social media, I want you to talk about yourself. How would you describe yourself, and how would maybe some of your friends relate to you as a person, as a business professional?
Sure. I'd have to start off by saying that I'm a digital marketer. My background is both in marketing and IT, and it seems like a little bit of a strange combination because marketing and IT don't always get along. But I've found it really beneficial for what I'm doing now. Currently leading Candy Box Marketing as president and CEO. We have a team of people that launch search and social campaigns across North America. We started doing this about 6 years ago and have been successful to date. We've definitely got into the social media space over the last couple of years because we've just recognized that all the markets that we're going after are social people. Right? They're interacting online, they're conversing, they're sharing opinions, and most often they are wanting to connect and have real relationships with brands and companies, and really the people at those companies. And so we consider ourselves just really digital marketing, making sure that we can connect with our audience with any type of digital mean.
Now, when it comes to the future, let's talk about the future. So I want you to take out your crystal ball, and I want you to look 5 or 10 or 15 years down the road. What is that time going to look like for us today?
Well, in relation to social media, if I really knew exact stuff, I would probably be an investor and I wouldn't be leading an agency because we just don't know. I find it really exciting that social media, it doesn't look like, I mean, from my vantage point, it's not slowing down. It's just becoming more relevant. And I love to tell a story when I was a kid, my dad would come home and he was an IBMer and he would talk about how things were changing and Mac was coming out with all these different programs and that you could do it yourself. And he just said, if you want to be a doctor, you got to go to med school, right? If you want to use a computer, you have to learn how to program. And, we can obviously see how wrong that is in regards to technology. And I see the same thing with social media. It's going to be adapting over time. It's going to become more part of our lives, more accessible for more people. But the one thing I see that's changing for the better is relevancy. And so if you bring social media back to like the beginning stages of the internet, right? Social media is essentially that 2 people can make a connection online. That's it, right? 2 people conversing online is social through that online media. Now, the first ways we were able to do that were email. Right. Second was chat rooms, right? And you've got these confused. I remember like the news reports. It was very confusing how all these people are pouring into these chat rooms, and it was offensive, and there was swearing, and the spam links and porn links and all this stuff. And yet people actually desire to have relationships and input and knowledge online. Over the years, all that's happened is it's just gotten more relevant, right? And so we see people putting all their feedback onto reviews on websites. Then it was Messenger. Right, with conversing with a number of people online that way in an instantaneous way. Then we had MySpace, where you started to gather your friends. Then Facebook took over with the actual family relationship, friendship, influencer group in that arena. Right. Then we had Twitter, which is going after more real-time news, industry experts. You're not sharing everything, but you're subscribing. You've got LinkedIn, right, being more relevant for the business community. And so, over the next 5 to 10 years, I just think that it is going to continue to grow in relevancy. That is going to be, from the moment that we wake up and we want to find out what do I need to know that day, from news, weather, sports, all the stuff that should interest me, that is delivered in a very succinct way, all the way through to nighttime, where, our lives are being documented online and we're sharing what we want to with the outside world.
Now, when it comes to revenue, everybody that's listening to you today is thinking about, okay, well, let's not talk about the future if there's no money there.
Absolutely.
So in your experience, because clearly you're working with, perhaps multinationals across North America, across various business verticals, and I know it's got to translate to revenue.
Absolutely.
So how do you see that happening?
So as a marketing or as a digital marketing company, everything we do has to convert to revenue. And to be honest, there has been nothing better than social media than to track that, right? You used to put out ads and stuff, and it used to be, well, pick your marketing message, pick your medium, and then just look at your overall sales. Now we're able to find out like what single tweet like made us money, right? What single posting give us this exposure, and we can track that all the way through. And for people, there's some people that don't understand social media, and they'll naturally not understand how it can create money. But if you look at a lot of brands these days, they're making a ton of money off of social media, right? You look at or people that became who they were through social media, even down to the fun example of Justin Bieber, right? How did he become popular? YouTube and sharing, right? And we've had client accounts where there are small businesses that catch on to the philosophy that they want to connect with their end customers, right? They actually want to have a meaningful relationship with the audience that they're going after. And the people that are doing that right are making a ton of money. They're doing very well. We once heard a story. It was funny. It was a story of somebody who attended one of our workshops, and he owned a local pizza store, and he built his own. From the advice we gave him, built his own community of 1,000 likes on Facebook. And then after that, he had a certain promotional deal that got him the highest sale day in all of history of that company, right? In one little pizza shop. There was a lineup in that pizza shop off of a free Facebook posting. And so, how does revenue have to do with, or what does revenue have to do with social media? I don't think how it couldn't anymore. Even looking at the negative side, right? If something happens with your company and you don't answer that response right away in a timely, effective manner online, because that's where people are talking, you're going to be buried, right? If we look at Toyota a couple of years ago with the brake scandal, right, or their cars weren't braking, apparently, it took them 13 days to respond in any medium, and basically online, that's suicide, right? You have Rob Ford. He waited 8 days before making a single announcement about the allegations for his, so-called drug usage, right? We knew that in those 8 days, the media buried him. And so it's not even just on the revenue growth side, but on the revenue protection side. What are you actually doing to connect with your people so that if something bad happens, how can you cover it? And then how can you actually spread the message that, hey, something good is happening, right, at WestJet this Christmas? And yes, the entire world is about to see it.
Darrell KEEZER for Candy Box Marketing. Thank you so much for your time today. Continued success in life and business.
Thank you.